Hi, my name is Sam Wise, and these are the Meteor Memoirs. Today, we're going to work on butterfly. Start with a one beat weave. One hand up, or one head above, one head below. As you can see, they're going in split same. 90 degrees away from split same is opposite direction. So I'll flick of the wrist, pop ourselves up to here. First, we got to get this thing started. So if you start by holding one down here at the bottom, you'll be able to get control of your index finger. As you'll notice, it's kind of hard to get the bottom one to start going. If you stir your whole elbow, make a bigger gesture, you might be able to catch the influence of the top head to start picking or sending centripetal energy down to the bottom head. What you get is something that acts much more like a stick, where with a staff you have dependent motion, which means that each head is talking to the other head in a literal fashion. This is interdependent motion, where when one head moves, the other will surely follow. So having it more and more like a stick throughout what we're doing is going to aid immensely, even if this doesn't look like a stick. The fact of the matter is when you look at a meteor, most people think this. Really, it's much more like this, because these curves right here create torsion force on the rest of the object, and that torsion force can get turned into control, speed, accuracy, and then ultimately plane control, where you can maneuver the atomic that you're creating into as many different flavors and variations as you like, as long as you're sticking with the atomic gearing. What that means is that when these two pieces right here are passing by each other, you want the spokes to act like teeth, meshing together so that you're not running into a situation like this. It's weird. Meteors don't actually want to collide unless you get them to twist. So you're less likely to have a problem with atomic meshing until you start adding the second meteor in, or by trying to fit all the parts together. But for every version of atomic, there's a corresponding one beat weave that exists in every plane. So that was wheel, here's floor, and then if I turn, of course, there's wall. Now with each of these, each head is staying on one side of my arm. And what that does is as we start converting one beat weaves into butterflies, we can get all the variations of the different form of static spin that we are going to be using. So to break down directions and timing on butterfly, I always kind of go off of the index head's rotation. So the one heading towards my face versus the one heading away from my face. And I use these in reference to forward and reverse. So if we have the one coming toward, we could put another one going opposite direction towards our face. Or you could have both of them going the same direction around the circle. I call that to the right or to the left. Now, these are much less descriptive than split same and together opposite and things like that, but only on the premise that there's so much information taking place inside of this object that we need to simplify what we're calling it as best as possible. So if we take our version 1 or forward butterfly, reverse butterfly is actually what I prefer, and we draw ourselves a little hand path that's a triangle. Stop the point on top, jump back down. We're going to take the bottom out. You can actually ride this hand path and get an atomic cap. Notice the pendulum beat moving forward, the extension beat. This is an atomic helical cap. The bottom is doing a helical horizontal cap, while the top one is doing just your standard vertical wall-type cap. Now, this same movement can be gestured to the side. So you have side caps. Of course, you can do down caps, which are much more difficult and require you to bend out of horizontal, mostly because as the toroid moves top and bottom have different effects on them because of gravity, or the way gravity is implied on these forces. So the cool thing about the atomic cap is that they're switching roles each time. One is anti-spinning, the other one is extending every time, back and forth. So what that means is that whenever I do butterfly, I have part of the object that's moving with the current of my hand path, and another half of the object which is moving against the current of my hand path. So in every case, if I move butterfly around my space, I will get in-spin and anti-spin petals in both directions. Mind you, all of this took a long time to drill my way through, so don't get discouraged if you don't grab it. Ultimately, this video series is about looking towards the future of what you could do and what realms of control you can explore, but always keeping in mind that just like flailing the object around will actually produce really awesome nonsense if you follow it and find good sensations. Sooner or later, everything's going to have its place, its connection, its purpose, and you'll have a different kind of control with this strange and infinite new drop. Thanks for kicking it. Plenty more to come next time. We're going to talk about atomic meshing of two butterflies.